Hey YouTube, this is Steve from Average Joe's Fantasy Football, and we've got your Week 14 start and sit video for the tight end position. If you haven't already, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the like button, and of course, check out our other start and sit videos for this week to help you guys out. It is the last week of the regular season, and playoffs start next week, so everything is about positioning and your playoff seeding, or at least getting a potential playoff spot, right? Like that's where everything is at this week. This is a huge week. Now we do have 2 Monday night games, so take account for that. And of course, there are 2 teams on a bye. You've got the Cardinals and Commanders. So not too many, which is great. Now these are your obvious start at the tight end position. These 4 tight ends should be in there without question. Again, just an automatic plug-in for the lineup. Now, my first tight end I'm going to recommend as a good start is going to be Taysom Hill versus the Panthers. I love the fact that they have him as a tight end because of what he's able to do in this Saints offense. And with, unfortunately, the injuries that have occurred with the Saints, you've got Derek Carr, who's questionable but should play. You've got Olave dealing with flu. You've got a lot of other things going on with this team that Taysom Hill's value is always increased, right? He's a red zone threat always, but he's got the ability to either throw, obviously receive, and rush. So I love what he's been able to do. He put up 15 points last week, and he's going against a Panthers team who is fairly good against the tight end. They're averaging about 8 points a game to the tight end, which isn't bad, but the fact that he's going to be utilized a lot just because of his gameplay, his game-making ability, I still think Taysom Hill is a good start this week. Another tight end I like this week is going to be Cole Kmet versus the Lions. Look, last outing, Kmet did not play well. He only put up 5 fantasy points overall. I do think this matchup is going to be a high-scoring matchup like it was before. Lions are allowing an average of 11 points to the tight end position and 49 yards a game. So the matchup is definitely going towards Kmet. Now, the only concern is it's a very, very windy game. It's in Chicago. That could play a factor, but I actually think that benefits Cole Kmet more than it does, say, DJ Moore, even though I like DJ Moore this week, just because if Fields wants to play it safe, doesn't want to throw down the field, depending on how much those gusts of winds are, Kmet will be the short pass. And of course, always the chance of getting a touchdown or 2 in these type of games. I like Cole Kmet as a good start. Now, the last tight end I would recommend as a good start is going to be Isaiah Likely versus the Rams. Look, Rams are allowing 14 points a game to the tight end position in just under 60 yards as well. That is a lot. They've allowed a half touchdown per game, so 6 touchdowns so far this season in the 12 games that have been out there. And with obviously Mark Andrews still continuing to be out, Likely is going to be the tight end 1, which their confidence is going to get there, right? Like this is going to be that safety valve for Lamar. Obviously, that's not the same connection that Lamar has with Mark Andrews, but I still believe Likely should have value in this one because of the ability to get open. He's probably going to get that 10 to 12 point mark, a good solid top 10 tight end this week. I like him a lot. Now, the first tight end I'm going to sit this week is going to be Evan Ingram versus the Browns. There's a lot going on. Ingram finally had his first touchdown of the season, which was fantastic, and I recommended him as a good start last week against the Bengals. But the Browns are a really good team against the tight end, holding tight ends to 5.6 points a game and only 25 yards a game. Like, that's it. And the fact that you're dealing with Trevor Lawrence, who most likely will miss the game. He's still questionable game time, so we'll see how that plays out. CJ Beathard is hurt. If he does play, he's got his non-throwing shoulder hurt. It's just challenging. Like, this is not a game I really feel comfortable with Evan Ingram. Now, you're probably going to play him because there's not a lot of tight end options, but just mind the fact that he may underwhelm a lot this week. Another tight end I don't like is going to be Pat Freiermuth versus the Patriots. Look, Muth has just struggled. Like, he's had 1 really good game this season, and that's it. Plus, you're dealing with Mitch Trubisky at quarterback with Pickett being out. That is a worry. And the Patriots, even though they are 2-10, have been great defensively. That's one thing they are great at. They're holding tight ends to 7.5 points a game and just around 40 yards or so. So the matchup's really tough. Freiermuth's probably not going to see a lot of targets. The Steelers' offense still looks horrible, even with Matt Canada gone. There's a lot of things you don't like about this offense, and Muth is unfortunately a victim of that one. Now, the last tight end I'm going to say is going to be Dalton Kincaid versus the Chiefs. And I get it. Kincaid has been amazing since he stepped in as the tight end 1, but Knox is expected back from IR. With that said, now you're dealing with sharing, right? The targets are no longer going to be the same. He's not going to get the dominant targets like he has been. And I get it. Kansas City's been dealing with defensive injuries, but overall, they've been pretty good against the tight end, holding them to 6.2 points a game. Just 36 yards a game as well. Like, the matchup is tough. It is going to be a shootout. I do think Bills have a chance to really pull off a victory in this one, even though it's in Kansas City. I just think the injuries that's going on with Kansas City is going to be tough, but the fact that Knox is coming back from IR really makes this a tough one for Kincaid to play. Now, my sleeper of the week is going to be Kylen Granson for the Colts going against the Bengals this week. I get it. He's probably not even on your team. He's probably not even in a starting lineup. He's probably like available just about everywhere. But the reason why I like Granson is he put up 10 points last week, which is great. Now, like I mentioned with Evan Ingram earlier, Evan Ingram had a great matchup against the Bengals, and the Bengals are horrendous against the tight end. They're allowing 72 yards a game, 13.4 points a game. Like, this matchup is really good and an opportunity for Granson to really kind of shine for another week. If he can get you that 10 to 15 points again, that puts him in the top 10 aspect when it comes to tight end. I like him as a sleeper. Don't just drop a player that has some value just to borrow Granson this week. But if you've got some depth or if you're in a really deep league, I think Granson's going to be a nice little sleeper for you this week. So those are my start sits and sleepers for week 14. If you guys do have questions for your lineup, hit us up comments down below. Again, don't forget to smash the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the like button. And of course, check out our other start and sit videos, and I'll check you guys out next time.